Hi guys, I'm Jamie with SavorySaver, and I share gluten-free recipes, tips, tricks, and resources to make your gluten-free lifestyle easier. Today, we're gonna make a cocktail. We're making a margarita. It's my favorite mixed drink. I make them at least once a week, typically on Fridays. So let's get started with this easy recipe. Okay guys, let's get started on this drink. We've got a couple limes. I've got some salt. This is just kosher salt that I've repurposed into this margarita salt container. So that's just regular kosher salt, and I'll use that to dip the rim of my glass in. That's optional. If you don't like salt, leave it out. I've got some light agave. That's just gonna sweeten the margarita a little bit and take the edge off the tequila and the lime. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. You can also use a little bit of stevia or a little bit of sugar, anything to sweeten it up. Honey. A little bit of that is what I used to use, but it's a little too sweet for me, so I've dropped back to this, or very little stevia, just a little bit in there just to take the tartness out. I also have tequila, of course, because it wouldn't be a margarita without tequila. I like Lunazul. It's a mid-grade. It's not as high as Patron, but it's also not down there in the Pepe Lopez line of stuff. I like a middle shelf tequila for my margaritas. I don't think it needs to necessarily be Patron. Rather save that for shots. I also have triple sec, which is an orange liqueur, and that's it. So let's get started. First, what I want to do is juice my limes. So I'm going to have it. And my wife got me this neat little juicer. It goes on top of a mason jar, and then you can juice your lemons or limes, and then a lot of times I have a margarita out of this glass. I won't even change it into another glass, or I'll have my second one. I'll make two margaritas at once, pop this one in the freezer, and let it get nice and cold while I drink my first one. After I juice part of the lime, I take that rind and run it around the edge of the glass. And then I'll take my glass, put it in that bowl, and put as much or as little bit of salt on there as you like. Put that off to the side until we get to it. Let's keep juicing this lime. You roll your lime on the counter, that'll put out a little more juice. And then once I've got that stuff juiced, we just need to add our other stuff. Guys, I just measure it by a shot, so I think that's like 1.5 ounces, maybe 2 ounces. I'll put the link to the recipe down below on the actual amounts. But I just pour a full shot of tequila, pour it in, and then for the triple sec, I don't do shot for shot, I do a little less. Not a whole lot less, but maybe 1/2 ounce less. Pour that in there. Maybe 1/2 teaspoon or so of agave, just enough to sweeten it. And then all we have to do is shake it up. So we'll add a few ice cubes to this. I've got my glass here ready to go. We're gonna add a few ice cubes to that. Have it ready for us. And we wanna put a lid on. You can also get lids for these mason jars. And then guys, we just wanna give it a shake. Once that's all shaken up, get our glass ready. And I put less ice in the glass because I know I'm going to pour that ice in there. And then usually I go right to the top and I don't have extra, so we'll take care of that now and not have to worry about it. So our drink is all made. So let's go ahead and take a sip of it. So guys, we got our drink all made. Plenty of salt on that rim. Nice fresh lime color there. So instead of giving a sip out of that, I'm gonna take a swig out of this, finish that off, and then I'm gonna go sit down with that drink. So let's take a drink and see how it is. So right away you can taste that tartness from the lime, the freshness of the lime because we didn't use concentrate or we didn't use some sour mix out of a bottle. You can also taste that tequila, and just everything really comes together. A little bit of orange taste from that orange liqueur. You could use Cointreau if you want. This is just inexpensive triple sec. That's about $8 a bottle. You could garnish it with a little bit of lime. I tend not to. I just put the lime juice in my drink. And these are pretty strong, so feel free to adjust a little bit if you need to as far as the tequila and the triple sec. If you don't want the sweetness in your margarita, you can leave that agave out or use something different such as honey or stevia. If you don't want the salt on the rim, leave it off. That's all a preference as well. I prefer my margaritas on the rocks, not frozen. So at restaurants, I tend to order them on the rocks only and not frozen with a bunch of blended ice in them. But you could totally throw this recipe in the blender and blend it all up as well. That's all I have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and remember to subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you soon.